All right, this will be take number 2. Sorry, a couple of you tuned into that last little bit and saw me moving my mouth and didn't hear my voice, but just wanted to give you a quick update and prayer request for Friday night. Just sitting here in my office, I've been spending the last 2 days meditating on the subject of lust and how it influences and impacts and relates to Christianity today. Looking forward to sharing that in a new Bible series on Sunday morning this coming. So I look forward to sharing that with you. Then continue to pray for me as I'm still in the note-taking and studying phase, and I believe I have good introduction and explanation of how and why this is important to us and should be important to us today. And so I just ask you to continue to pray for me as I continue in my study. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the situation in Ukraine, as most of you know, has deteriorated, and now Mr. Putin and his forces have moved in, and they are on the hunt for the president of Ukraine and his forces, and trying to take over the country and topple that government. Continue to pray, as I urged you to on Sunday night, for that situation and other situations that are going on around the globe today. I do see this as God setting up a setup for God's sending His Son, sending the Lord back for us, and setting up His kingdom. And so continue to pray that God's will be done, and that certainly we have people and things that we're concerned about. But I mentioned missionaries on Sunday night that are in harm's way there in the area of Ukraine, and I did make contact with the missionary that I know of that has served in Ukraine, and he indicated to me early in the week that he would remain. He and his family were planning to stay, but when things started falling apart, he was led of the Lord to head for the border, and he is now sitting at a border crossing. He has not crossed. He said that there's probably another day of sitting before they will be allowed to cross the border into safety. So continue to pray for them. He said that they do feel safe and that there's nothing close to them. He feels like it's a safe environment, but they're just waiting. So continue to pray for missionaries like him. I'm not going to mention his name publicly across the internet just for safety's sake. If things do go further south, then he is going to want to go back into the country, and we don't need any difficulties there. So I've also asked him to forward to me, if possible, other missionaries that he may or may not know are headed to safety, or that he knows have been serving in that area. So I may be able to share some of those things privately with you, so you can pray with me. But just continue in prayer for those situations, that God would have His will on earth as it is in heaven, and that we would cooperate with Him, and souls would be saved. I do pray and ask you to pray for Sunday services. Again, I'll be preaching on lust, or speaking on lust, teaching on lust in the Sunday school hour. And in the AM hour, I'm planning on delivering a message on Psalm 18, verses 1 and 2, which we have been memorizing as a church for the last month. So pray with me about that. I still don't have a good idea on the evening sermon yet, or don't have that fixed in my mind, what the Lord wants me to preach on there. I've been focused on these other two, but hopefully that'll come together by tomorrow evening. Also, Sunday's Fellowship Sunday, so I'm looking forward to sharing not only spiritual food with you, but also some physical food, and enjoy